Hey y'all, I am adjusting y'all. Hold on one second. Um, hey, I am sorry I'm a little late. I'm a couple minutes late. There were some people that were waiting to be accepted. They had sent a request to be in the group, and I was like, you know what? Let me accept them before I go live so that they don't miss it live if they want to be live. And now I'm adjusting Instagram over here. Initially, I was only going to go live on Facebook in the Facebook group, but then I said, you know what? Since Instagram wants to play around with me and mess with my engagement and mess with showing my posting, I guess I need to go live on both just to make sure that they understand that I'm a real person and that I am interesting and that they should show my post to people. So I'm going live for that reason on both platforms. So, hey guys, this is the kickoff of the series Bomb Business that was magically thought of as I was in my last live in our private Facebook group. Hey, you guys on Instagram. So, yes, I was in the last live for the private Facebook group, and people were like, does this apply to service based? Does this apply to product based? Like, people ask me those questions all the time. And honestly, everything that I talk about applies to both. It always applies to both. And I always have this little tweak in my head when I write a sales page or I create a product. I don't know, like, should I say product based if you're selling products, or should I sell services? Or should I say services if you're selling service? But it really applies to both. And so I end up putting in a lot of my copy, you guys will see, I end up putting product slash service or product based slash service based. So this series is actually going to split those up for you guys. So if you are unaware, this series that I'm hosting this week, it is a weekly series. I will be on Monday through Friday every single day on both Facebook and Instagram. And it is actually two series that are running a double on the same days. So if you are a service-based business, all of these service-based topics will run at 11 a.m. in the morning this Monday through Friday. If you are product-based, your series is going to run at 4 p.m. So every afternoon, Monday through Friday, is when the product-based videos will be. As far as topics go, and you guys are I have Instagram going live, so they're on my phone, so I can't actually see the topics, but I posted inside of the Facebook group, and I also posted on Instagram what the actual exact topics were, but I can just give you guys an idea right now because this is the actual brainstorm for the series. I literally got off. I was in the Facebook Live. People were like, product-based, service-based, what does this apply to? I got off. I wrote the topics down. I made the graphics. Boom, the series was born within like a couple of hours. So if you're service-based, I'm going to talk about Community Building 101, info products that you can create, brand, and sell, how to humanize your brand, how to position your coaching business, and 10 must-haves for a service sales page. So the only one in there that's kind of like really specific is how to position your coaching business if you're a coach. But the rest of these apply to all types of service-based businesses. If you are a product-based business, your series is going to include social media tips to increase your web traffic, because web traffic is where you make your money as a product-based business. How to write product descriptions that sell. That's a really big one for a lot of you guys. Picking the right website platform. That's another really big one for physical products. The art of shipping and how packaging can increase your sales, and how to grow your audience when you don't have physical products in your hand. Because some of you guys are drop shipping. Some of you guys, you're trying to grow your audience now to make sure this is something that you actually want to do before you start ordering a massive products and building a website and making investments, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the two streamlines. So I'm actually going live 10 times in total. I'm going live. So you have 10 opportunities. If you're product-based, you can drop into the service-based lives. If you're service-based, you can drop into the product-based lives. I'm not hating. I'm not watching. No one knows. Okay? So you can go back and forth if you want. Okay, here's the gimme. So if you are not able to hop on live at 11 a.m. or 4 p.m., you have 24 hours to watch that video. So you either need to have on your post notifications, or you need to be inside of my private Facebook group where you can catch those two lives every day. So make sure that you're checking in at least once every 24 hours. If you don't want to miss this information, you have to check in at least once every 24 hours and dedicate 30-35 minutes to growing your business. And most of you guys are 9 to 5. Most of you guys are 9 to 5ers, or you work on your business primarily at night. You give it a couple hours. So these are going to be like 35 to 40-minute lives. Just check in, see what you want to see. If you don't need it, fast forward, whatever. It'll be there for 24 hours for you. At the end of this series, and I told you guys I was thinking about having this in the middle of it. At the end of this series, when I retire all these videos, when I say retire, I mean once all of them have been up for 24 hours for free and then they're gone, I will bring back each of these videos with a set of matching worksheets that you can purchase. So you can see all of the topics live for free this week. And then if there's certain things that you really like or you really feel like you need, you can come back and get that replay and the worksheet set together and purchase that. So this is good. This is like online shopping. Like, we're window shopping this week. We're trying to figure out what's really going on and what we really need. And then at the end of the week, we can make our buying decision, and or maybe you got everything you needed in the free lives, and that's okay too. So today, it is 11 a.m. on January 29, 2018, and we are going to be talking about how to build a community. So my service-based business besties, you have to have a community. It's so important. Even product-based needs a community, but for service-based, it is so important. Like, almost your entire business is going to revolve around you building a community. Like, it's a big thing, right? And you kind of know that. Right? Because if you're service-based, the relationship that you have with your clients is so important. It's so important. Like, there's just no other way to really hone in and magnify on how important it is to have a community or have a tribe as a service-based business. So I've got my notes here. I got my bullet points in my journal. All right, so when I originally wrote this, I wrote it as Community Building 101 on the board, but I changed the title to say How to Build a Community That Cares, because you can have 50,000 followers, but if none of them really care about what you're doing, then it's like, you don't really have 50,000 followers. You don't. It's just a number. It's the same thing as when people tell you, when you start a business, start a new profile. Don't use your personal profile. Start a new one, because those people, they care about you, but they don't necessarily care or are your customer and are going to patronize your business. So that's why it's good to start a separate business profile. If you have not done that already, you probably need to do that. Even if you're starting from zero, which you will be. We all started from zero. It's okay. You won't always be at zero. It's a temporary space. Do not allow a temporary circumstance to influence what could change, what could happen in the future, okay? Don't allow that temporary where you are right now to influence what you could have in the future if you put your mind to it. That's my corny bit for the day. That's my corny bit. Okay, so your community is actually a combination of clients and non-clients. I'm gonna screw up because I can't even sit correctly. A lot of people think that their community is, okay, these are my clients, they buy from me, yada, yada. If you're not buying or if you're not patronizing my business, then if you're not patronizing my business monetary, then you're not my community. But that's not true. Your community is actually a combination of those who buy and those who don't buy, because sometimes those people who don't buy actually end up becoming your biggest supporters, and they're there just because they love you. And I talked about this in my last live about target audience on Facebook, but let's move on. Okay, so there's two different areas of tools that are going to help you grow your audience. There's two different areas. So I separated them into two categories. There's a formal category and there's an informal category. Okay, so in your formal category, tools to build your audience are going to be your email list, your Facebook group if it's private, and a formal mastermind. So what makes these three things formal is that you actually have their contact information. Like, they've actually said or admitted that they need something that you have, and that is a formal admittance that they probably are going to need to buy something from you in the future, or you have something that they're willing to pay for. So Your email list, your private Facebook group, and I say private because people have to ask to join, and a lot of times you have to answer questions, and that time investment of answering questions after you ask to join, a private group is like them giving you their information. And then a mastermind, which would be sometimes it's paid and sometimes it's not, but when it's not paid, most of the time it is a private Facebook group. So as a mastermind, okay, if it is a formal mastermind and it is paid, that's like extra formal because they're actually paying to be a part of it. And a lot of times when people pay for something, they're a lot more invested than when they get it for free, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like if you pay for something, if somebody gives you something for free, you may or may not use it. But if you have to pay for it, you're almost in the mindset of like, oh no, I'm not about to waste my money. Like I'm not wasting my money on this. Okay, I'm actually going to use it. That happens to a lot of people when they get a gym membership. Oh, I'm actually going to use this. I pay for it every month. Like this needs to happen. Okay, so those are your two. Your informal ways to grow your tribe are most likely going to be social media. So Instagram and web visitors are very informal because there's not really a way that you can collect their information unless they join your email list and then they make that transition from informal to formal. Okay, all right. Instagram is another one. It's like people can follow you, they can unfollow you. Twitter, they can follow you, they can unfollow you. They follow you, they're in your tribe. They might unfollow you 30 minutes later, they're not in your tribe. It's very informal. It goes back and forth. It's wayward. It's just really loose. There's no real structure to it other than the platform itself. I wrote down this because as I was writing these notes, I was like, what are these things that they need to know? How do I need to express to these service-based businesses, like how they build their tribe, how they keep people. If somebody follows them, how do they keep that person following? How do they continue to have that person follow them? Okay, so I wrote this down. If you want them to be committed, you have to be committed. If you want your audience to be committed to your, I know, I have a roommate, that's why. If you want your audience to be committed to you, you have to be committed to your audience. Building a tribe is a lot like having a relationship. Like they're going to, if you want them to give to you, you have to give to them. So sometimes that is a free thing and sometimes it's not a free thing. You know, you can give, but then at some point you've got to marry. And that's the same thing with your audience. Like, you know, you can give them. And then when you launch a product, that is you proposing to them and they'll either accept it or not accept it based off of what you have given them before that. So, I mean, like it's a relationship. So if you're on this live right now and you have relationship problems, honey, we're going to have to fix that. Like, we're going to have to fix that because you can't build a tribe with relationship problems. This applies like across the entire board of your life. So, if you were going to be a better girlfriend or a better boyfriend to your business than you are to your actual partner, I mean, hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. But relationship building is pretty much consistent across the board of life. So if you want them to be committed, you have to be committed. And I have 6 things that have to happen. These are 6 things that you need to be doing in order to secure this relationship, to make this relationship work that you have going on. Okay, number 1, be yourself. Some of y'all, I'm about to bring it all home for y'all. Some of y'all are gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is why my relationships are not working, whether it's platonic with your friends, whether it's relationship, sexual, whatever it may be, boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it's with you and your parents or you and your siblings. But relationship building in business is the exact same way. You cannot run from these concepts. So these 6 things are about to bring you back to life. Okay, number 1, be yourself. Authenticity is so important. Be yourself. Like, if you're not being yourself and then people start to like you, they don't really like you. They like somebody that you're pretending to be. So you have to do your best. And I know sometimes it's hard because you want to fit in, but be yourself, relax, let loose, be who you really are. And then the people that are attracted to you as who you really are going to appreciate you in every single form that you come in. So there's one thing that we all don't like. We all don't like fakeness, and we all don't like it in regular life. We don't like it in social media. We definitely don't like it in business. I don't want to give you my money to you if you're being fake. So being authentic is one of the number one things that you have to do if you want to build a community. Okay. People are not going to surround you and stay with you through thick and thin if you're fake. Sorry, be authentic. Number 2, help others. Help others. Helping somebody is doing something for somebody that can never pay you back. If you do something for somebody expecting something in return that you know that they can give you, you're not really helping that person. You're trading favors. Okay, so you need to find out what you can do business-wise where you are giving back to someone who can not give you something in return. I often equate that to community service. It's why I do a lot of community service. This is community building. Hello, this is community building 101. So find a cause and or find a group of people that would benefit from what you do business-wise and give. And those are the people that I told you guys about that are the segment of your target market that are going to love you and they're going to be there forever. And even though they may not ever be able to buy anything from you, they may not ever be able to invest in your business, they're going to tell other people, and that 6 degrees of separation is going to make you more money than you could have imagined solely because you gave. So number 2, help others. Number 3, give value. Y'all, give value. Please don't just come on Instagram Live and just have the camera set up and you're just walking around the house and doing the laundry, yada, yada, yada. That's not giving value. I need you to give value. Give me a reason to follow you. Give me a reason to turn on my post notifications. Give me a reason to join your email list. I need some type of value. You need to be giving some type of value, right? And when I say give, I mean for free. I'm not telling you to do everything for free. Don't do everything for free. But there needs to be some type of a taste test, like exactly like when you go on a first date with somebody. You're going on a first date. Like, I need to see what you're like. I need to see what type of values you have. Oh, what type of values do you have? Give some type of value. Realize that if you decide I'm not going to give value for free, then people are going to assume what you are giving for free is the same thing that you're giving for a paid service. Okay, so if you halfway put together a lead magnet, if you halfway put together an opt-in and people read that or download that, they're going to think that your services are halfway. You need to bring it. You don't have to give away all your goodies. I'm not saying give away all your goodies, but I'm saying as far as execution goes, don't give me no crap for free and then expect me to pay for something and then I'm expecting it to be good. Like, what you give me for free is an indicator of what I'm going to get when I pay. What you give me for free is an indicator of what I'm going to get when I pay. What you give me on a first date is an indicator of what I'm going to get if we get married. It's a relationship. So if you want to build a community, and to do so, you have to give them value. These are things that you have to do. Okay. All right. That was number 3. Number 4, stop trying to please everyone. If you are sitting, okay, listen, there's some yes men out there. Some of y'all are some yes men or some yes women. That is the number 1 fastest way to become overwhelmed. If you say yes to everything, you are going to be overwhelmed. You are only one human. You only got 2 hands. You only got 1 brain. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's just so many limitations here that you have to be selective. People in business, they always say, oh, I don't have a target market. I don't have the ideal client. I don't want to cut off people. My services are for everybody. No, they're not, boo, because you're not for everybody. Because if you were, everybody would be your friend, and they're not. So get selective. Get selective, okay? Your time is valuable. You need to get selective. When you become an entrepreneur, your money equates to time, and your time literally equates to money. Literally. An hour of my time is worth how much? It's a direct correlation. This is the sad part right here. A lot of people will stay at a job that's paying them like $10 an hour, and they'll be like, "Oh, $10 an hour, that's good." An hour of your time is worth $10? No, no, it's not. It's worth more than that. And so I gotta calm myself down. So you have to realize, like, your time is worth money. Okay, your time is worth money. Y'all know what I'm saying. Stop trying to please everybody. Besides the fact that it's just clearly impossible. Besides the fact that, hey, from Hawaii. Somebody's in Hawaii on Instagram. Yes. All right. Number 5, let people know what you do and why you do it. Okay, I need to know what you got going on and why do you have that going on. It's kind of like the I need to know what your intentions are before I get too deep into this kind of thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all met that person and y'all like, I like you, but I need to know what exactly this is and why we're doing this before I start giving up all my time. Your time is an investment as well, by the way. I learned that yesterday at church. Your time is an investment. Your attention is an investment. Let people know what you do and why you do it. Because them saying to you, I'm going to be a part of your community is tied to them knowing what you do. If you're doing something that I don't need or that I'm not interested in, I'm not going to be a part of your community. But I can't make that decision if you haven't told me what you do. If you're doing something and there's 20 other people that are doing the same thing, I need to know why you're doing it. That's going to help me further make my decision if I want to be a part of your community or if I want to be a part of someone else's tribe. Why? Okay. There are a lot of people that sell hair. And I have a lot of people that come to me that want me to help them grow their business in that area, right? But I have chosen to align myself with people who have clearly defined not only what they do, because they all sell hair, I know what they all do, but have clearly defined why they do it. Why they do it, okay? So you're selling hair, why? Oh, you're selling hair because your cousin sells hair. You're not my client. You're selling hair because you really find hair passionate and you want to give back to those that have lost their hair with alopecia to gain their confidence back. You're my client. You're my client. Why you do it is just so much deeper. And it's not only why you do it like, oh, I just know what I do and I know why I do it. It's like there's got to be some depth to why you do it. Nobody wants to date somebody who's only surface, okay? So don't only be surface. Think about that. You don't want to be attached to people that are shallow, so don't be shallow yourself. And don't be shallow with your business. There's got to be some type of deeper meaning to it than money and income. Those are two very big drivers. You know, you have to live. You got to pay bills. You want to live a nice life. That's understandable. You want to send your kids to college without having loans. You want to have your house paid off. You want to have your car paid off. It makes sense. I get it. But there's got to be something deeper going on. If what you're doing with your business and what you're doing with your brand or your nonprofit or the services that you're giving, if you're not aiming to improve someone else's life in some way, if you're not aiming to improve someone else's lifestyle, your money's going to run out, honey. It's going to run out because you're not giving someone something that's lasting. I'm in the business of improving people's lives. And as a service-based business, I'm really a little bit of both, but you guys who are service-based, you are literally in the business of making someone's lifestyle better in different facets. If you're a life coach, you're like that overall emotional. If you're a business coach, you're making that business portion better. I wish I would have printed out the wheel of, yesterday, someone showed me like this wheel of life, and I wish I would have printed it out to show you guys. But anyways, so you guys are in the business of making someone's life better, even down to, let's say that you own an automotive shop. Somebody sent me a message that they own an automotive shop, and I'm going to respond, I promise, by the way. But you're in the business of making someone's life better. That car is that vehicle that gets their kids to school. It's that vehicle that gets them back and forth to work. It may get them to visit family. When you are able to service that person's car, you are literally making their lifestyle better because it's taking that burden off of their shoulder and giving them the ability to transport themselves to wherever they need to go. So service-based businesses, this is for y'all. You are making someone's lifestyle better directly. Product-based businesses do it too, but service-based businesses, we're a lot closer. We know our clients' names. We know our clients' names. People aren't just going on our website and buying products and we're shipping it out to them and their name is a label on a box. We have relationships with these people. You should, at least, because business is about relationships. So the more lasting relationships you have, the better your business income and the better your business is going to be and run. All right, number 6, be intentional. Be intentional. This one wasn't on my original list, but I went back and I said, be intentional. Don't just be out here doing stuff that makes no sense. If something does not align with your end goal, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. There is no other better way to say that. There's no other way to say that. And there's no better way to say that. Get rid of it. But you need to know what your end goal is. So if your end goal is, I want to make 6 figures this year, and somebody comes to you with a project that is not going to get you to that goal, whether it means increasing your brand visibility or increasing your bottom line, you're not doing it. Get rid of it. You have got to shave down those unnecessary projects, that unnecessary side stuff that's going on. Get rid of it. Over with. Done. I'm a consultant, so I'm very straightforward. And when I sit down with somebody or I get on the phone with somebody and they tell me their problems, I'm listening to everything they're saying. And while I'm listening to everything they're saying, I'm shading. I'm saying, you know what? That's not really necessary. That's causing you unnecessary stress. That's not really helping you towards your goal. You don't really need that. And I'm shaving it down and I'm simplifying it to these are the actions that need to happen to get you from where you are now to where you want to be with the least amount of stress, the least amount of wasted money, the least amount of wasted resources. Bring it all back together. Be intentional. Everything you do needs to be for a reason. Don't just agree to do something just because you want to do it. There's got to be a reason behind it. Because if you, and this kind of piggybacks off of saying yes to everything. If you're saying yes to everything, you're never going to reach your destination. It's like when you get in the car and you're trying, let's say I'm based in Atlanta. So I'm saying, okay, I'm going to drive from Atlanta. I'm going to drive to New York. I have a destination. Atlanta is my point A. New York is my point B. If there are hitchhikers along the road that are trying to go to California, I can't help you, bro. That's not helping me get to my destination. Now, if you want to hop in at South Carolina and you want me to drop you off in Virginia, sure, I'm going that way. Let's do it. We can do things for each other. You give me somebody to talk to in the car, and I can get you from point A to point B in the meantime while I'm on my way to my point B. Watering my own grass. I can help you out, but I still got to water my own grass. I just put in 2 metaphors into one. I'm sorry. I might be throwing you off a little bit, but yes, be intentional. Be intentional. Okay, let me wrap it on up here because I'm rounding up at 30 minutes. Your brand is the core of your community, and that is why when I teach branding, I reference your mission, your values, and your vision. Okay, people look at branding and they say, oh, it's the colors and the logo. People go on my Instagram page and like, oh my God, your brand is amazing. It's the colors and the logo. Da, 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 da. I love y'all. Thank you very much. But really, my brand is my mission, my values, and my vision, and that translates through the color. It's the eye-catching. That's why I picked the color. Besides the fact that it's kind of who I am, minus the fact that I'm wearing a gray shirt right now. But look at the wall behind me. My mission, my vision, and my values are clearly defined, and you can see that when you delve into the content that's on my page. That is what creates your brand. So when I teach branding, and I'll be in Charlotte in just a couple of days. I'll be in Charlotte on February 3rd teaching a branding workshop. We're going deeper than what you think it is. You're thinking, oh, this is just colors and logo. I don't need to go to that. I already have a logo. I already have colors picked out. I already know who my ideal client is. This is deeper than that. I want to know what type of legacy you're going to leave on this earth and how we can translate that into your company so that people can support you to get to your end goal, your mission, your values. I want to know what you stand for, what's important to you, your vision. Where do you really see your company going? Where do you really see it growing? If you're in business just to make, $30,000 as a side hustle, and then once you make $30,000, you'll be done, then I guess you're not for me. I'm for people that want to build things that are going to grow to wild proportions that they can give to their children, and their children get to give to their children, and their children can give to their children, and so that we can break the cycle of poverty. Like that's what I'm in the business of. So I'm getting a lot deeper than we're designing your logo and we're doing colors. And you need to too. You need to as well. Because ultimately, all of the work that you're doing right now, wouldn't it just suck if all of the hours you're putting in right now building a business just disappeared when you died? Straight up. If it just disappeared when you died, that would suck. So when we are developing brands, even if you've been in business for a couple of years, you still need to go back and revisit this. You still need to go back and revisit this branding thing to make sure that you're still on the right track. Sometimes you need to check yourself. Okay, so if you need to check yourself, let's do so. Go back to your branding and figure out, okay, am I still on track? Am I still producing the way I need to be producing? Am I still branding correctly? Do people know what I'm doing? Like, come on, y'all. It's deeper than that. Brand, your values, your mission, and your vision. Okay. No one connects to you solely because of logo. That was the last thing I wrote on the page. No one connects to you solely because of logo. Y'all spend all this time on trying to figure out what your logo looks like. And meanwhile, there's just a whole bunch of other stuff going on that needs to happen. But anyways, that's what I have today. So that's what I have for community. I was going